What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about some of the hot plays that we're going to be looking out for next week and go over pretty much the overall market. Last week it was a crazy week. We went 2 weeks before everybody was panicking about the market crash. Last week we ended at all-time highs. On last week's video, I don't remember if I made a video, but on last week's video, I don't know if it was Sunday or the day before, I talked about how I was bullish coming to this week, looking for the previous all-time high bounce, which we did again. We closed again all-time highs on Friday, which was just a crazy week, even with the whole CPI report and everything. Still like a great bullish week. Growth stocks not as bullish, but still doing well for the week. I remind you guys, if you have not joined one of our premium services, make sure to take advantage. It's 30% off. We still have our Thanksgiving sale, which will probably expand into a Christmas sale pretty soon. Also, if you want to trade with us live every single day, share our trades with us. It's our chat room is also part of the deal, as you get 6 months of chat room access for only $417, as well as both of our courses, the crypto course and the stock market course. Also, if you have not followed our Instagram page, make sure you follow our Instagram page, as it is pretty much where I post most of the stuff before I hit it on the YouTube channel, because it's much quicker, and as you guys know, I travel all the time, so it's hard to pretty much try to make as many YouTube videos as possible when I'm traveling pretty much every other week. Also, be careful. These are on the Instagram page, this one, and our meme page. Do not fall for any scams. There's so many scams out there, guys. Please do not fall for it. Sometimes I get messages that people like send some money to some page that it's so obvious, guys. I mean, just look. If you look at their videos and they have no likes and comments, it's obviously not our page. So please, please, please do not fall for any scams. And I'm never going to ask you guys for any money. The only thing that you can purchase off of us is on smallplayers.com/programs. This is the only page. I'm not going to ask you for any money, any DMs, any crypto, nothing like that. But let's get straight into the charts. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. As you guys can see, we bounced right off the previous all-time high level here at the 451 level. This is the all-time high level that, if you are in the chat room, I even spoke about Sunday night, talking about how we're looking for that bounce over here. We did get this bounce, as you guys can see. Beautiful. I mean, this was such a beautiful dip. I know there was some scares, with the whole CPI report, the Omicron variant and all that kind of stuff. But it really was just a textbook play, breaking this new all-time high, pulling back to this previous all-time high level here, and just bounce back off. And, pretty much we're pushing for that new all-time high here at 470. So yeah, we also had this beautiful here, this beautiful breakout here, and just a push back up. This was on the 7th of December with this candle. I think that's when the CPI report, I believe, came in. That was like down and then back up, something like that. I forget exactly. But S&P 500 looking bullish. I'm looking for a similar play to what we saw here back in August, when we saw this retracement here. Once we broke the all-time high level, it was pretty bullish for a couple weeks, and then some sideways action. So hopefully we'll see some of that as a nice strong breakout, as some of the bull sentiment continues going into next week and the weeks after. Also, let's take a look at QQQ. Let's take a look at the tech. A little similar. Had this head and shoulder pattern, which I talked about midweek in our Discord community. The head and shoulder pretty much played out, as you guys can see here. If we measure from the bottom of the shoulder, was about a 6% here, and we had the breakdown was about a 3.5%. So pretty much, we could have seen a little more downside, I believe, all the way to 373. So that's where we bounced, but we did end up finding that support here at 382, very similar to S&P 500 on that previous all-time high level. Bounced, and it's been much choppier with the triple Q. A lot of growth tech stocks getting hurt by the inflation report. Potential tapering could come a little sooner. So a lot of value stocks doing a little bit better than the growth stocks, but nevertheless still looking pretty strong. Now it's grinding up back in this ascending triangle setup right here above this 393, around at 398. I would love to see a break 400 and then make a nice little run for that all-time high level. But yeah, that's pretty much both the indices looking pretty strong going into next week. We had a great week last week, so we hope to continue that going into next week. Now let's talk about some of the plays I'll be looking at for next week as well. The first one is what I like to talk about is AFL, Aflac. So as you guys can see here, trying to break this all-time high level. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's pretty much fifth time looking like to get rejected here. But we've seen this pattern. How many times have we seen this pattern? This is pretty much high and tide, ascending triangle type of look, and all-time high level. This we saw this with Apple that we called out not so long ago. This is a beautiful pattern. I love to trade looking for a strong breakout. Once I believe this breakout, this could be a very strong breakout. I feel like not a ticker that tends to move a lot, so the volatility and maybe the gains won't be as big as some of those tech and more volatile stocks that we do love to trade, but still I think has a really beautiful pattern on the daily time frame. So I'll be looking for the strong breakout here and looking for a first profit target of probably around the 60 level. Looking for that whole mental number around that 60. So we're gonna have to see with a little bit of volume, trying to get a push up. As you know, as you guys can see, it is getting rejected. So we do need to see on Monday if we do get a gap down, it could come and retest this ascending trend line here. And if it does, I think it'd be a good pickup here on this ascending trend line around that 53, 54, 55 level. Next up, let's talk about ticker symbol AMZ. And you guys, something you might not have heard about, ticker symbol Amazon. Of course, I'm just kidding, guys. Yeah, so all have heard of Amazon, and it's not usually a stock that I like to talk about too much, as it is a really expensive, mega cap stock that not a lot of people want to trade. But if you're trading options, you still can get a pretty nice out of the money options and make some really good profits on this one. But first thing I like to talk about, we saw a breakout, this downtrend here, and ever since then, this 1st of October, has come down to retest this trend line multiple times, once, twice, three. This had pretty much a double bottom here on this 338 level, which I actually had picked up a swing here a little, maybe a little bit too early, but ended up working out for us. As we know, we had this a little bit of a scare when it came down here, but we ended up closing above the trend line, so we stayed in it. Next day with a gap up, closed it again above the trend line, and then with a pretty massive gap up for some decent gains. But again, came down, retested this level here, and I think on this retest you can start seeing my brush on this retest right here. I believe it could again test this top resistance here, maybe get rejected one more time, come down and looking for a strong breakout. Out of all the mega caps, we're looking at figures like Apple, just really strong breakouts, on this, the market doing great. Apple, just killing it, 180, probably looking for the 200 soon, just, non-stop. We look at Microsoft again, just strong all-time, just a strong breaks, and just Amazon struggling behind. Keep retesting the support level. I think Amazon is due for a really strong week, and that's kind of what I'm maybe looking for. Picking up a short to medium term swing, trying to catch this first move up to a resistance, then assess the plan from there, and then try to look for this breakout above here, which would be at 3,580 level, the major level here to look as a resistance. Like I said, beautifully been making these higher lows here, bouncing off this uptrending support, and just would love to see it make this breakout. Pretty much is 3,580, 300, 3,600 level. It's the level that I would like to see it just break out and make it a new all-time high level. It does have earnings reporting on February, so we still are a little bit of ways away from there, but we could see this move as a run up to those earnings and then potentially a sell off into the earnings. So we like to see that Amazon has a tendency, if you guys can see the earnings, run up to earnings, sell off, earnings here, pretty massive run up to earnings before and then sell off, that typical pattern. But yeah, Amazon really struggling behind a lot of these mega caps for the year. I think only up about 9% on the overall year, which is not great, but looking for this bounce here, and hopefully can give us a really good move next week. Lastly, for this week's video, we're going to be talking about Boeing. And honestly, BA is a company that I hate trading. I really do, and they drive me completely crazy. I make some good profits on it, but I also they like to really mess with me. But we're seeing it before COVID, when it's 2019 level here. It's pretty much causing this resistance level that's been hit once, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, pretty much 8 times. So you guys can see that just making this just this long-term resistance level here. We did try to break out many times. It actually did once, but then got rejected around 233. We're there where we finally thought we were gonna get this really nice strong breakout, but it faked us out for. No, I don't want to leave it aside. It faked us out per usual. So we saw it bottom out about this 191 level here, and now pushing back up, retesting the 211 level again, the downtrending resistance getting tested once yet. But I would like to see this finally breaking out, setting up a pretty nice inverse head and shoulder on the lower time frames, fill this gap here that had caused from a gap down earlier last week. If we can, boom. fill this gap there. We'll love to see it hold this support here around 2 or 3, pretty much the whole 200 level. We'll love to see it hold 200, create some sort of consolidation in this around right around this area between 203 to 210, and trying to push for the breakout. Then it's gonna have to test the 211 level. After that, pretty much pushing higher, test again the 233 level. Like I said, if growth stocks and a lot of these value stocks, if a lot of these value stocks are gonna start picking up some momentum, as we see growth stocks, kind of taking a hit due to those CPI reports and potential tapering coming soon. This could be a play that investors are going to start looking into, to start adding more to their position. It is still, if we see it from before COVID, it's still massively down, in a lot of investors' opinion, pretty undervalued. As we had a 200. Oh, sorry, gotta do from the other way down. No, gotta do from down up. So before the COVID level, it was down about 74%. From that 74%, is only recovered about 30% of that. So still about 45% down from the pre-COVID level. So this could be a play. Like I said, travel still not really has recovered from the pretty much the whole COVID thing, but we've seen a lot of those these travel stocks really taking a beating the last couple months. And now if there is some tapering, some of that talk, and as long as we get no more negative COVID talks in it, we could start seeing some of those pretty much make another push, kind of as it did earlier this year, or sorry, late last year into early this year. As you guys can see, they did have a pretty nice push for about 3 to 4 months, then sell off, pretty much almost retrace the whole move. We could see some kind of secondary move if we do get some of the tapering and some of those investors trying to look for more into value and different stocks. So I hope BA can finally try to break out of this downtrend resistance been having for almost 2 years now. But we'll be keeping an eye on it. I'm not gonna be holding my breath there because BA has been in the behind a few times, so I'll take it with a grain of salt. But if I see a setup, I'm just always gonna look at it and always trying to take a trade on it. I do like BA a lot more than some other travel stocks, because BA is not only a travel stock, but it is also a defense stocks. They have so many contracts with the U.S. military, especially. So this is someone that plays that I'll be looking at for next week. If you have some places you're going to be looking at for next week, make sure you leave them in the comments. I'll take a look at them. I'll reply to you. I'll let you know what I think about them. If you want to join our chat room, go back to the smallplayers.com/programs. This is the only place where you can purchase this. Please do not fall for any scams. And I'll be giving a Bitcoin update hopefully tomorrow or the day after. So be looking out for that. And if you like this video, hit the like, comment, subscribe below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.